Now, all we're going to do is put the handle on that. Oh, we have to do handles next. This is a half a sheet of micarta that I use. I use black canvas base micarta. I buy it in 4x4 foot sheets. It's a very good handle material. It's impervious to oil, water, heat, cold, pretty much everything. It gives a really good grip surface even when it's wet, and it's easy to work. It works just like wood.
In other words, the handle ain't going to scratch. It's not going to fall apart.
Well, even if it does scratch, you can't hardly see it. You know, so, and we don't finish them very smooth either. So
big, tough, meaty knife.
Yeah, we're looking for grip. We're looking for tough. I cut strips that will fit the knives that I need. This is a 1 1/4 inch strip. We're going to cut the micarta blocks. We have a backstop to set length, and we're going to just cut that now. The handles have a different size hole in than the blade did because you had to tap the blade, but this is a clearance hole size for the screw. And again, the fixture lines the holes up where they're supposed to be, so I don't have to measure. You do have to make sure that the fixture is clean, or else it won't do it in the right place. They might wind up crooked. You notice that we drilled both handles. They're exactly the same. We only turn them into rights and lefts when we put the counterbore in. So that's next. I even made this. It's a counterbore that works for the screws that I use, and it automatically sets the depth of the hole. I set it up to where the pilot is actually a certain length, so that when it sets on the table, that's as deep as it needs to go. And then to do rights and lefts, all we do is make sure that they're the same and flip one over. Drill it right in until it hits the table. Done. When we do these, we put them on just a metal handle so that we can cut around the handle, and it'll give us the rough shape of it, just like that. We do that. Saw was the first power tool I ever bought. Now we have to finish the front on here because you can't do it after it's on the blade. And it's pretty easy. That's all. Now we're going to just put it on the blade. We're getting close to having a knife here.
You aren't kidding, this does go fast.
Yeah. buy these screws 5,000 at a time.
Just in case you mess one up.
I buy eyelets for the sheets 60,000 at a time. 'Cause that's a minimum order.
One thing you talked about earlier is everything you buy for your knives are made in the U.S. Is that correct?
As far as I know, I'm sure that some things are not, but I don't know where they're made.
Your metals from the U.S. though, or the
I think it
steel on
is.
the knives?
I've talked to Admiral Steel and they said it was, but who knows? You know, that's one of those things that I can't really check on. But at least Admiral is a U.S. company, so I'm buying from a U.S. company.
Which is nice because as much as you can, everything on your knife you try and get U.S. made.
I try.
Which is neat. Yeah.
Okay, now we've got the handle blanks on. We have to put in the thong hole tube, and that we do a little operation over here on the drill. This is a solid carbide cutter, and I run that through the thong hole tube just to make sure that there's no sharp edge of the blade sticking in the hole. And this one is just nice and clean. Now see that side, it's actually cutting a little steel. And if we put the thong hole tube in there and that has that edge, this steel is so much harder than the thong hole tube, it'll just curl it right up and plug the whole thing up. So it won't work. I have thong hole tubes pre-cut. And all we do is pound that in. It's not going anywhere. Okay? Now we get to shape the blade. Or shape the handle. Okay. This is double contoured handle, so I'm going to grind here, here, there, and then I'm going to shape the rest around it. Okay, that's that. Like that.
of wood.
Yeah, it does. It has the grain.
Yeah. Let me get the. Yeah, that was neat.
Now we're going to do the finish shaping. And that's just done with basically a Dremel half-inch sander blade course.